It's hard to tell that she's upset, if I'm being completely honest, because she's got so much Botox in her face.
Absolutely. Like I say, I've never tried sucking off my penis with a Hoover. Hello, Mum. I was with a girl recently. I liked her. Things were going well until we got naked. When she saw it, she said, "What's that? I'm off."
You are riding high.
Fuck it. We're going for another hour.
On your back.
Listen to me. We're going for another hour. Oh, I wanted a drink. I'm going to have to sip it.
I can see just there as well. It says, "You're a stinking filthy pig man with a gross foot."
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Hello, welcome to episode 10. Are we on episode 10 now?
I've no idea.
Can we call it the 10th anniversary? We've been doing this for 10 weeks now.
10 years.
10 years.
10 long years.
10 long years, and we haven't aged a year.
I have, actually. I've got grey hair now. I found one. It's poking up in the back.
I've had grey. Look, for the video viewers, I'm going fully grey.
Yeah, and your beard's going grey, and you've got white chest hairs.
I'm going to be Gandalf. I'm going to be old, fatter Gandalf.
Old, fat Gandalf.
A pigeon Gandalf. And talking of pigeons...
Fat Galf. You don't have to read it. But
No.
I'm just like... Never mind.
No, it's fine. Today's sponsor, talking to pigeons, is Pigeons Be Gone. Let me set you a scene. Let me set you a scene as seen. Let me set you a scene. You're at work and feeling thirsty. Because you're British, the way to quench that thirst is with a lovely cup of milky tea. You got to the kitchen and begin your brew. All of a sudden, a human pigeon appears behind you. Working hard or hardly working there, buddy? You sigh. It's a full body sigh. The pigeon starts telling you about how they wish they hadn't got married so young, while they laugh awkwardly, and what they had for tea, and what they watch on telly. You didn't ask. They passively aggressively say, "Oh, is that your mug?" Knowing full well it's not your mug, you feel a rage course through you. What can you do? You could tell them to fucking do one, but that'd be a trip to HR. Luckily, you remember that you bought your Pigeon Be Gone. Pigeon Be Gone is a state-of-the-art pigeon remover which beams Love Island. Oh, yeah. I'm a celebrity, keeping up with the Kardashians. Any football directly into the pigeon's brain, killing their ability to talk to you. The pigeon becomes bamboozled and starts to spout catchphrases to give you enough time to slip away unnoticed. Pigeon Be Gone is an ethical product and leaves no lasting damage to the pigeon because, let's face it, most of them are harmless, and we think it'd be nice to be so oblivious. Enter code GARLICBREAD at the checkout for 25% discount on your first Pigeon Be Gone. Ooh. So it's a device.
Yeah, it's an interesting product.
So what's the device look like?
It's very discreet.
Okay.
It looks like a lipstick.
Right.
So it just looks like a normal lipstick. And then for the men, it looks like a lighter. Or, because gender's fluid, whatever. You can have which one you want, lighter or lipstick. But anyway, you get it out when there's a pigeon near you, and you just aim it slightly into their eyes.
Jesus.
And it beams Love Island directly into their brain.
And there's definitely no ethical...
There's no lasting damage to the pigeon because the people at Pigeon Be Gone do believe most of them are completely harmless. Mm-hmm. And, like they said, it must be nice to be so oblivious. So we don't want to harm the pigeons.
No.
Just want them away. Away from us pigeons. Back away, pigeon.
So thank you, Pigeon Be Gone, for sponsoring the podcast today. We've had many great sponsors. I actually like that sponsor. I'll be using Pigeon Be Gone.
Well, I hope so, because it's a sponsor.
Absolutely. I wish we had the device here to show everybody. But what I can show you if you're watching the video
There's
podcast...
no pigeons watching this.
By the way, I'm joined... I forgot to introduce you again, but I am joined by my lovely fiancée, the Animal Cub, for the podcast. Yay!
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Hello. But remember, this podcast is all about me, so, let's keep the discussion Voorny, okay?
Mm-hmm. How are you today, Voorny?
Yeah, you know what? Thanks for asking, Leanne. I'm feeling great. Do you know why I'm feeling great?
Why is that?
Because I am in my Chanel t-shirt today.
It is spectacular.
If you're watching on the video podcast, Chanel t-shirt, you know the meme Chanel, where she's calling for a parrot. If you haven't seen it,
we're going
to have to pull it up.
Yeah, lady from Liverpool, she lost a parrot. Is it a parrot? It's an African grey, isn't it?
It's an African grey because it says right here on my T-shirt.
And she loses it and she's shouting. She's going, "Everybody share this!
Everybody share this!" We'll play a snippet of it.
White.
It is hilarious.
It is bloody hilarious.
Dave made a
indeed.
song about it. He remixed it.
Sorry, that was a snippet of my bloody podcast.
Yeah, he
YouTube channel, by the way, which is at 1.23k subscribers. Anyway, just moving swiftly on. Chanel Parrot. If you just type that, we want the original. There's so many remixes out there, and a remix coming from me soon. So keep out for that one. YouTube.com/Voorny. Oh.
Please, everyone, share this. Me purse just flew away on me gun. Chanel! And then Chanel. She's gone towards the canal, please. Everyone, please.
I mean, we're laughing.
It's hard to tell that she's upset, if I'm being completely honest, because she's got so much Botox in her face.
Absolutely.
It looks like she's laughing. The first time I saw her, I thought she was laughing.
Yeah. I thought, yeah, that is true. She looks like she's laughing because she has got absolute Botox rammed in her cheeks.
Yeah.
Look at that freeze frame just there.
And lip fillers as well. And
Lip
she just
fillers.
looks kind of like, Chanel!
I would love
It's like a Frozen.
I would love to get her on the podcast.
Yeah.
I said this to Swaz. By the way, Swaz is the person who sells this T-shirt, our friend, and Tiger King Meme Lord.
Tiger King Meme Lord.
If you search for Tiger King Meme Lord in Instagram, he's selling merch there. His Instagram's doing so well. And he sold me this lovely Chanel T-shirt.
There's
Big
Chanel,
up.
there's Big Ed from 30 Day Fiancé.
Oh, is he selling that now?
Well, I mean, he sent a picture of it. Honestly,
secret
that is
product.
stunning.
It's the
Fucking
as soon as he
stunning.
put it up, I was like, I'm having one. Send me one. Swaz, and he sent me one straight away.
Yeah, the Big Ed one. I'm not sure if he sent it to the group. He might just have sent it to me because I do love a bit of Big Ed.
Oh, Big Ed.
You never did that video that you said you were going to.
The Big Ed one.
You were going to cover yourself in mayonnaise.
I was. It's still an option. I did think about it yesterday, but these ideas come and go.
And also marking 100,000 subscribers on your channel. I'm not calling you out, by the way. I just want to know what happened.
100,000 subscribers? No, 100.
100,000 or whatever it was. 1,000 views or whatever it was.
By, count until 0 to 100?
Yeah.
1,000, sorry. To
Yeah.
1,000. Yeah, I need to sit down and do it. It's just I've got anxiety about sitting there roughly for 18 minutes.
Oh, it will suck. It'd be terrible. I wouldn't do it.
Well, it's only for 18 minutes. It's not like like the idea I got from Tom, but also a similar idea which Mr. Beast did. You remember when net neutrality was a thing?
I'm sorry, what?
Do you remember net neutrality when that was all kicking off? Do you not remember that? Where there was gonna basically control the internet. Net neutrality was big in America.
Oh, I remember. What was
We
the
had to
guy's
sign this
name
bill.
who was running the show? What was his name? Everybody hated
Pie.
him. There's so many.
Something pie.
There was
Archie
memes
Pie or something.
everywhere.
Yeah. And
Archie Pie.
something pie. I can't remember anyway. But I can't even remember what it strictly was about. It was basically restricting the internet and stuff like that, and it wasn't good for the internet. So Mr. Beast, when his channel was not massively popular but was on the rise, I think he did a 24-hour, or it might have been 12-hour. I'll have to look it up. Where he just said something about something. He said this one line over and over again. Net neutrality should be blah blah blah. Net neutrality blah blah blah. And he did that for like 24 hours.
No.
And he just sat there in front of his computer
No,
doing it.
don't put it on
Why?
because that sounds awful.
I want to find out what he did. If I put net neutrality and put in, I want to confirm how many hours.
There it is. Ajit Pai.
Ajit Pai. There you go. Sorry, 10 hours. So it wasn't 24. Keep. So he's already at the 5-hour 40 mark at this point, and he is just. I mean, he's obviously watching he's watching Facebook on YouTube. Facebook, what am I saying? He's watching YouTube and things like that. Why he's saying that over and over and over again, but for 10 hours.
That sounds awful. No,
I wouldn't do that. Not for
definitely
10
not.
hours, but
No.
that's how he felt about it. He felt passionately about it, you know. Dun, 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 dun.
Well, everyone should feel passionate about it, especially considering old Trump recently signing
God.
his most recent bill because he threw a wobbly.
So what was he? Because I don't know anything about this.
Okay, to be honest with you, you'd probably, I mean, I'm not going to do it justice if I try and explain it. But, Twitter put a fact check on his tweets because he's been tweeting out that everybody's going to abuse postal voting and that it shouldn't be allowed and it shouldn't be this. And
what's postal voting?
Voting by post.
Okay.
So you don't have to go to the actual polling station because they've got loads of problems in America with like polling stations and people not being able to vote properly and just, it's a big country. So yeah, he kept putting out all this stuff about how people couldn't vote postal vote because of all these different reasons, and Twitter fact checked it, all the tweets about it. They put like a check the facts on postal voting underneath all the things, and he shat it. He just really didn't know what to do with himself. So he signed some sort of bill. You'd have to Google it, which does infringe on people's freedoms.
What, where
sort of social media freedoms and things.
I thought the gist of it was he was like, trying to shut down social media a little bit, like constrain it.
Well, the accusation is that social media is biased politically.
Okay. Because
Facebook always seems to stop the things like, what's his name? The guy that goes on Joe Rogan sometimes, who says, spouts all that crazy shit. Infonews?
Infowars.
Infowars, that's it.
Oh, God, I can't remember his name.
Yeah, they always get censored. Conservatives always say it's the conservatives that get censored because social media leans towards a more like liberal opinion or, So yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
Well,
and to be quite frank with you, it's usually, well, to be honest with you, the way things are going, everybody seems to have an extreme viewpoint on some side of the fence. There is no middle ground anymore. You're either fucking...
And that's where the truth is. I always say that. The truth is somewhere in the middle.
Everybody
it's never far left, far right. I say it. I'm pretty sure I come up with that, Leon. Pretty sure I come up with that.
Okay.
Remember, this podcast is about me. My life.
What we know,
what I go through,
is that Donald Trump is a complete and...
Are we bashing America again?
No.
Yeah, we are.
Just Donald Trump.
Because I think America's on the brink of civil war.
We've got our own issues in
now.
this country. It's like we were talking about the other day.
At least we're kneeling on people's necks and letting them die. At least policemen aren't flipping.
George Floyd.
Yeah.
Was it George Floyd? It is, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know his name.
I'm sure it's George Floyd.
We'll have to get that right, aren't we?
Yeah, that's awful, by the way. And just so anybody knows where I stand on it, 100% with the people protesting.
Yeah, 100%. Like, George Floyd protests. Yeah, there's currently protests going on everywhere. I mean, yeah, I
firmly believe government should be afraid of their people and not the other way around.
Absolutely. Like, there's a debate to be had whether violent protests are the way forward, but like, where's peaceful protests going to get you? I know some peaceful I even googled this earlier, right? I was like, how many peaceful protests have worked? And there have been peaceful protests, like big ones that have caused change, but a lot of them are violent protests. Like, I don't believe in violent protests whatsoever, but when you've got when you're fighting the government and you go to a peaceful protest.
Hold on a second. When there's a video of a police officer murdering a man in the street because he used a fake banknote, which is what happened.
Apparently they worked together for years.
Yeah, as bouncers.
Jesus. So now they think there's a motive behind it. But But
anyway, so... Hold on a second, I was just going to say, when you've got a video clearly demonstrating a white police officer holding a man on the ground by his neck, killing him very slowly.
There was three of them holding him down.
Yeah. For using a fake banknote, and there's no evidence that he was in any way aggressive or violent towards the officers. Even if he had been... Loads
of videos came out as well. I didn't know when they'd taken him away.
Even if he had been, still, don't kneel on his neck till he's fucking dead for 7 minutes. Anyway, but then the President of the United States of America tweets out a saying, what was it? Something about guns. When there's the looting, now comes the shooting or something like that.
Jesus.
Which was scary. A well-known quote from a police officer in Miami that believed in brutal... police presence during Civil War protests. Civil rights protests.
Let's see what Donald Trump tweeted.
What a disgusting, vile man.
If I put violent tweet, maybe it'll come up.
It's now comes something for the looting. Now comes the shooting.
First time Twitter has hidden a tweet from them. Is that the tweet that they hid?
No. They fact check his ones about the postal voting, and they've hidden this one for glorifying violence. Oh,
Twitter hires Trump for glorifying violence. What did he say? I can't stand back and watch this happen to a great American city, Minneapolis. A total lack of leadership. Either they're a very weak, radical left mayor, Jacob Frey, is that to go and bring the city under control? No, that's not the one. But anyway, is there any others? No, I saw it floating about somewhere, but you could probably find it. But yeah, I'll just go back to like, should violent protests be a thing? Like, I don't know about like burning down random flipping, people's businesses or
small businesses.
I don't even know if big business is the way to go, but like, it's not that I agree with the violent. It's like I'm stuck in the middle. Like, when like. Logically, right, you've got a violent side, one side, which is, it's not all police, don't get me wrong, but this particular incident was racially charged. It was, and you can see, like, you kind of can see the enjoyment on his face as he's kneeling on his neck. And it's hard to watch. I watched the full thing.
I couldn't watch it
and it was fucking hard to watch. And he was like pleading for his life.
Yeah.
And then you're telling me now.
And they knelt on his neck for a full 2 minutes after they'd felt his pulse and there was nothing there.
Fucking hell. And you're telling me, like, after all, not just that's happened. Like, America's got a racial problem with the cops.
Yes.
Like, not all policemen, don't get me wrong.
Racism.
Systematic racism is a problem across America. Then this video comes out where it's blatant. No, I can't defend anyone who's trying to defend that video. And then this video comes out, it's blatantly killing an innocent. Well, it's innocent until proven guilty.
And it's not the first one.
Yeah, it's not the first one, and it's at a boiling point. You're telling me there's going to be peaceful protest after that? People are going to get mad.
Yeah,
they just are. Like, and I don't think a peaceful protest is going to cut it. Might do. I've seen some really nice videos this morning of, police defending, the protests. As in, like, talking to, I can't pronounce that word, Minneapolis police were talking to other members of, like, this crowd who were protesting peacefully, and there was some back and forth, and there was this certain police officer that was really dead against what happened. Mm-hmm. And he sat there and spoke.
And there are quite a lot that have been outspoken.
And that was I like seeing those videos. I don't like seeing don't get me wrong, I don't like seeing the violent videos and when they're burning stuff down, but, like, I can't blame them. At some point, you're gonna do something. Like, some point, you can't just have a peaceful protest. When one side has got guns and fucking...
And are going to use them.
And they're going to use them.
And the president has said...
And the president is backing it.
Now there's the looting, here comes the shooting, or whatever it is.
I don't know what it's like to be,
No.
A black American. I have no clue. But I could imagine, like, the fucking hatred... Just after seeing that video, that makes me want to fucking go out and start looting and rioting. Mm-hmm. But
I've got my own experience of terrible policemen.
Police brutality, yeah.
Police
I remember
brutality.
That. I remember you telling me that.
Yeah.
And there's a good point that I was scrolling Reddit.
I didn't trust the police after that. No.
The thing is there's this thing, like, I'm not painting all policemen with the same brush, but, like, there's this thing that comes with power. Mm-hmm. And, and also some police are very scared. There's all sides of the spectrum here. But that particular police officer that was kneeling on his neck had a history of doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah, didn't he have 18 complaints against him?
And I think he's, I don't quote me on this because one of my friends told me, I think he's already killed someone, shot someone. So, again, we don't know the full story or anything like that. But, all the evidence lines up that this was a horrible murder. And there's a great, like, Reddit post which someone replied to. It's like, there was loads of people standing around, and some people were like, why didn't they do anything? Why didn't they get involved and stuff like that?
Who? What, the
people
the
that filmed it?
The bystanders. Absolutely.
Like, what are you gonna do?
Can't.
They have guns. Are you willing to lay down your life?
They would they would arrest you. You just end up with a record, and nobody would ever listen to you saying, "No, this is unfair." Nobody will.
No.
I complained about what happened to me to the Independent Police Commission, and they came back really, really quickly and said that because there was no audio around that area, there's only video. It couldn't be proven what I was saying, so they were going to take his side. Yeah, because he's a police officer. Even though I know what he said to me. Yeah, I know what he said to me.
And these people of power,
and I didn't do anything wrong. And he slammed me up the back of the police van.
Leanne didn't want this information shared on the podcast. Yeah, see, when someone's saying shit like that, you know it's the power trip is there. You know their ego's got so big, and they're not in the police force to fucking help and protect.
Nope.
To serve and protect. They're in the police force because they have a bit of power now.
Yep.
And they get that power and it fucking corrupts. Some people want that power from the get-go. In America, where there's privatized prisons and pretty much... You know, I believe in some states you can just walk in and go, I want to be a policeman, and half and go, well, here's a slight training course, here's a gun, here's a badge. I mean, look at the state of some of like policemen over there that are big. You know, like they don't go for any training.
Well, mine happened in England, so it's everywhere.
Well, yeah, and that's the problem with some privatized prisons, and you know, privatized like having separate states with their separate laws and police. I just don't think is a good idea. I think it should be a widespread, like we have the NHS. You know, it's great. Same with our police force. It's like the nation's police force. It's not, you know, we don't have it from county to county.
What do you mean? Yeah, we do.
Do it? Yeah, but it's still under. It's not like America, is it? Am I wrong?
America's the same. America's
there's state law,
state by state.
Yeah, but we don't have. We have you know, English law. There's not state laws where in this certain state you can carry a handgun. This certain state you're not.
But each county has different approaches to their policing.
Yeah, but it's nowhere near as lax as America.
Well, yeah, I mean, in terms of there being a bit more of a consensus, yes, in England there is, but they definitely do have different approaches. I mean, look, even with the lockdown recently, there was the Lancashire police who were filming people with drones who were taking their dog for a walk in areas of national beauty, and there were they're showing those videos to other people and like other forces within the country, and those forces were saying that's way too heavy-handed. We do nothing like that. We wouldn't even consider it. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
I suppose so. I mean, it's not as bad.
But yeah, America's so much worse. Like over there with their police force. And one post that said on Reddit is like,
it feels like America's at boiling point.
Yeah,
like it feels like it's about
maybe it's
to
the start of a civil war.
Spill over.
Yeah, it feels like it. But you know, the one Reddit point that this bloke said was like, you can. So there's a point where obviously they're saying get off him. He's not breathing anymore. Get off him. Like, what are you doing? It gets like obviously heated, and then what happens is now the police force feel like. And those people feel like they have to double down because they're scared to be wrong. They're scared to actually go, and take these, you know, or even any of the policemen to turn around.
That's what kids do.
Their ego.
That's what kids do.
Their ego. They're so afraid of turning around and going, oh shit, we're all wrong. Yeah, we probably shouldn't kneel on his neck. And even if the main guy wasn't thinking that because he was kind of sadistically liking it, even the other policemen around them were not innocent. They kind of was like, well, you know,
they let him do
we
it.
think we're doing what we're doing is right. No, we're not going to back down.
Stop.
No, yeah. So you have that going on. So you have these people like saying, please, like get your fucking knee off his neck. He's not breathing. Check his pulse. Check his pulse. And then it becomes a game. Like, well, I'm not checking his pulse because I'm right. I'm the police force.
That's terrifying because that's what kids do.
Exactly. And you shouldn't. It's not for everybody.
Adults don't do that.
They got in the police force to protect and serve. What protect and serving is that? That is not. No. That's killing a man. Well, and then your ego gets in control.
A lot of policemen do want to protect and serve. But there's just those few, or I say those few, it does seem like there's.
And even if you're scared, as a policeman, you know, like that you might, you know, come across some, you know, violent crime and stuff like that. That's what you got in the police force to do. So that's what the training is for.
Yeah, you know what you were getting into.
You know what you're getting into. So what the hell, like, you know, you can't be, you know, you can be scared, obviously, but you have to be trained. and not let your ego get in the way. These positions of power, I always say this, always go to the people that want it the most.
It's that really bothers me as well. You know, when it's always something that I've thought about in situations where you've got members of the public protesting against something that is unfair, unjust or wrong, and then the police turn on the people. And that's something that always really grates me, because how can you ever trust the police force if you know that every single time you say something that you don't agree with a government decision, or you go out and join a protest because you want to make things better or you want to see change, that those people who were supposed to be protecting you are now against you and will do anything they can do to take you down.
Yeah.
At the government's instruction.
It becomes a game. And then
and that's not right.
Exactly. I could, this is the reason why I can never be a policeman. One, I have no interest in doing it. I don't want to. But some laws are bullshit. And I don't feel like I could even, stand up to those laws. As a policeman, I feel hypocritical because I'd got to do my job,
Yeah, remember when we were walking through town that one time? We'd had a couple of drinks and the police walked past us, and me and you had been talking about something. And I said to him, "Excuse me, officer, what?"
Jesus. But then again, with two drunk people coming up to
I said, "What do you think about marijuana?"
Jesus, why did even saying that though? Why are you going up to him asking that?
I didn't. We were walking past, and I just blurted it out, and he turned around and put his hand on his belt, as if he was going for his thing. He said, "Why do you smoke it?" I was like, "Fucking hell, all right, no."
Yeah, but you're provoking, ain't you? You're looking for a conversation.
I genuinely wanted to ask him what his thoughts were.
Yeah, but imagine it from his point of view.
I know some coppers, definitely.
Yeah, but you've had really bad experiences with police officers.
I have.
Whereas I've had a few run-ins. One of my friends is now police. Well, two. I know two people. I do know two people in the police force, and I say no. I haven't talked to both of them in quite a while now. But I remember talking to one of my friends in the police force who I used to work with, and he got into police force. And then I saw him at Tesco's. This is going back 2 years ago, and he was switched on constantly. I'll be talking to him, and I can feel he wasn't really listening to the conversation. He was looking left and right.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself as I left, I thought, that's part of...
Is the window open?
No. Oh. That's part of being a policeman. Mm-hmm. You just switched on. And yeah, I'm not here to say all policemen are horrible. It feels like we are bashing them.
Yeah, definitely not.
No, definitely not. No. There are, probably the vast majority are great and good and, doing it for the right reasons. But there's always that small minority which fuck it for the rest of them. In any group, there's always a small minority that fuck it for the rest of the group.
I wonder if it is a minority.
Yeah, but you would say that.
Why?
Because you're bad, Somebody who's had bad experiences with people, then again, you could turn that around on me. You could say to you, just because you've not had a bad experience with policemen, that's why you believe it's the majority that are nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what the answer is, but I genuinely believe it's the minority. I believe there's way more good coppers than there are bad. I've been pulled over a few times and I have a few points on my license, but then again, I'm very compliant.
One thing's for sure,
I kind of admit it straight away. I'm like, "Oh, sorry, officer. Yeah, I don't know. My light was out or whatever," and they'll be like, "I didn't pull you for that, but now."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Fuck." That's the only run-ins I've really had, bad run-ins with the police.
I've only had that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're like...
There's nothing else.
When a grudge happens.
Yes, absolutely.
You're like, I will remember this forever.
I will hold it until the day I die.
Jesus.
Not a grudge. It's not a grudge. It's a personal experience that really, really, really shaped the way that I view.
How old was you when that all kicked off with the police?
Early 20s. Maybe mid-20s. I think it was mid-20s.
When you were a ruffian?
I definitely was rougher than I am now. That's for sure.
I am. When I get God, the stupid shit I used to get up to as a kid.
I was a punk.
You was a punk. I was a skater.
I say I was a punk. I thought I was a punk. I wasn't. Yeah. I wasn't really. I was just living a different kind of life.
I was my mum and dad. I don't know. I got into quite a lot of trouble when I was a kid. I did hang around with the wrong crowd. Big up Tommy and Neil. My mum and dad didn't like me hanging around with you two, gonna be honest.
Did Tommy and Neil's houses think of cigs?
No, but I remember I literally, the reason why I stopped there, because I remember a story about one of them, and I don't want to.
No.
Well, actually, I will tell it.
To be fair,
he's never going to see this. He's never going to see this. And
to be fair, I feel nervous about telling my story on the podcast that people will see it.
My story about Tommy was because his parents were never there. Well, his mum was never there in his house. Literally lived next door to us, and God, should I tell this? Yeah, fuck it, I'll tell it. I'm not going to give away a second name. His parents weren't there.
Like you shouldn't.
His parents weren't there, and they never were. His mum wasn't there anyway, and he always had the house himself. And I remember knocking on the door once, and then I didn't answer. And it was that point of mates where I just walked in the house, and his Hoover was going, and I was like, "Oh, he's doing some hoovering." No, lo and behold, I walk into the living room, and he's got Henry the Hoover on his knob. Fucking
Why would that be really bad? Are you just meaning like that's not a rough kid thing? That's just
no. It's a funny story that like I told that to everybody in where I used to live, and apparently he left town because of it.
Oh no, Dave!
I ran outside.
Did everyone
instantly,
start calling him Henry?
Yeah. Every time I see Henry the Hoover, I think of that.
Him sucking himself off with a Henry.
Sucking himself.
Would that feel good?
Honestly, I will be completely honest, I've never tried it.
But can you imagine that it would
I would
feel
tell
good?
you if it... Like, that's the thing. No.
Yeah, I can't imagine that would feel good.
But maybe he was... Maybe he was that lonely.
Oh, that's really sad.
And he fucking was going for it. And I remember
that's what people
the
do
image
when they're
burns into
lonely.
my head.
They find creative ways to masturbate.
I literally walked in and he was there. He looked over, and I went, whoa! And because I was young, I ran outside and there's always people playing in the street. And I said, Tommy's fucking being blown off by a Hoover. And it was Henry the Hoover, like his face, like...
It's such an English thing.
He's been fucking sucked off in there. I'm not even fucking London.
Yeah.
Oi, read all
it.
about it. Being sucked off in there.
Hey, he's been sucked off by an Hoover.
Fucking hell, read all about it. My golly. You've got a son in tabloids. You've got a future in tabloids.
Oh, bless him. Well,
I cannot remember the conversation. After that, I just remember the moment I saw it.
I was going to... Did he see you?
I can close my eyes and I have like a snapshot.
Did he see you?
Because he did. I walked in, and I believe I walked around the corner, and his sofa was like to the left of the room, and I walked in the door, looked, because I thought, oh, it's just hoovering, looked. He's there just like fucking going at it, and I turn, and he looks and sees me, and I go, what? And start laughing my head off and run away, and he's like, no. And I'm like, I just go and tell everybody. I was young, I didn't give a shit. I was like, see, it's fucking sucked off in there. Oi. I don't know why I was like London back then. But yeah, I remember seeing that, and that I can close my eyes and I still have a snapshot of that moment in my life. It didn't mentally scar me. I thought it was a funny image. Like I say, I've never tried sucking off my penis with a Hoover. Hello, Mum. But yeah, that was Tommy. And
where is he now?
I don't know.
Did he ever speak to you again?
I remember after that point, I don't know after that point. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we, still hung out with friends back then. But yeah, there was also times with Neil as well. The two worst ones in my life was these friends called Tommy and Neil. And they were bad influences because they threw like rocks at cars and stuff like that. We slashed tyres.
Jesus.
We put someone's window through.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, like
that's not shenanigans. That's
what I mean. But the thing is, I was never like the instigator. I was always the follower. So that's why I know I'll be susceptible.
Did they ever start chucking rocks at cars and you going, actually, no. Boys?
Well, I was too young. I was too afraid. I remember it being in my head as wrong. I remember going, okay, this is not a good thing to do. But I also was so young that I was just afraid of speaking up and saying, guys, maybe we shouldn't do this. Until eventually I just, you find your own friends. Luckily, some people carry on down that route and become even worse and probably go to prison and stuff like that. But then again, I even think Tommy and Neil like grew up at some point. I think so. I don't know where they are now. I'd like to get him on the podcast and talk about Tommy. He would never talk about that.
I bet they've got some stories. Do you think he would talk about getting sucked off by a Hoover?
I would love for him to come on the podcast and talk about getting sucked. I want. The thing is, I want random guests with random stories. So like Chain's brother with his shit story.
Oh my God, yes.
I want Tommy with his sucking off Hoover story. He wouldn't definitely come on. After what my friend told me, Tom told me that my other friend Tom. Yeah, told me that, he was pretty much so embarrassed about that because Tom worked at the place he worked at in a packing factory and they all ripped him for it because Tom told all the lads, like, he wants sucked off me. And they all just, like, you know what Laddie Factory is like?
Yep.
And they
would not have let that go.
That's it. And I feel like the catalyst for that and I feel pretty bad. I don't. I don't. I did at the time. I don't now because the thing is,
what if he lost his mind and he married a Hoover?
Fantastic. Then I'll get him on the podcast.
I'm sorry,
even more.
I don't know why I find that so funny. That would be really sad. But what if it was one of those weird stories that you see on like American TV where people can't stop eating the plasterboard in the wall and stuff?
I married a fairground ride.
I married a fairground ride.
By the way, one of the best documentaries
I'm in love with
there.
Cars.
Yeah, my car is... I never forget this. My car is my lover. Yeah. My car is my lover.
Henrietta.
There is Henrietta, isn't there?
Henrietta
I think
Hoover.
there's Henry.
It's the one with the eyelashes.
I don't think it's Henrietta, actually. I think it's... We need to fucking...
Are you sure he wasn't getting sucked off by Henrietta?
No, it was definitely
She was sitting in the corner of the room just going like this at him.
Does that make him... Does that make him homosexual?
No.
If he gets sucked off by a boy Hoover?
No. The only thing that makes you homosexual is being attracted to men.
Hoover girl. It's Hetty.
Hetty. That's it.
Yeah, she's got the eyelashes.
Come
here, boys.
She's like, oh, baby. Come here, boys.
I can't believe these Hoovers are still...
Feeling lonely.
Feeling lonely. Wink, wink. I can't believe these Hoovers are still for sale.
I can. Henry's good.
But remember, Tacker had one. He used to hoover up fag butts.
Yeah, he used to hoover up fag butts. And when you opened it up to get the thing out, the smell.
Oh, my God.
It was the smell of a million ashtrays.
It was horrible.
If you've ever worked in a bar and you've got to get you've got to pour all the ashtrays into the one bucket at the end of the night. Sorry, this is before the smoking ban. It's that smell. Oh, it was disgusting. Who hoovers up fag butts?
A lazy person that can't be bothered to sweep it up or whatever.
He's not lazy.
He's not lazy.
He's not lazy.
He's not lazy. Like big up Tacker. He was like, I don't know. He could have. No, I don't think Tacker was lazy, but I think he just found a shortcut for it. So he was like, yeah, fuck it. I'm going to hoover up like all the fag ends. And whenever you turned it on, it just like circulated in the air.
Circulated.
You're like, oh my God, what is that smell? He goes, yeah, man, I hoover up fag butts.
And now look at you, smoking every night.
Yeah.
Fag butts all over the garden.
Well, it's not all over the garden.
Not anymore.
Anyway, I don't want to talk about that. Thank you.
Okay.
Moving on. So, Hetty... Why, so they brought out James as well. Fucking hell, I didn't see this.
Who's James?
James is more of a round square boy.
So we've got a square boy James.
For anybody, Mr. Henry, myhenry.co.uk, Tommy, if you want to get on there, bud.
Do you think they'll be collectible in the future? You know how how millennials like to listen to records again now?
What?
It's
so
cool.
millennials are going to turn on Hoovers?
Yeah, all of a sudden they're going to start collecting Hoovers.
The sound of that one.
And they'll have James and Hetty and Henry all just lined up in the corner.
There is going to be like some kind of forum or subreddit where it's all dedicated to talking about, Henry the Hoover. There's got to be.
And also, Hoovers will be a sexual fetish for like a group of people somewhere.
Anything's a sexual fetish. I bet there's
we were talking about it when one of the best documentaries either one of us has ever seen, which is when people are in love with inanimate objects like cars. And
My Car Is My Lover is one of the best documentary. Search for that on YouTube. Anybody who has it right now, stop what you're doing, turn down this podcast, turn it off after this, and just search for My Car Is My Lover.
My Car Is My Lover.
It's probably one of the funniest hours God bless him.
The thing is, he's happy, so you can laugh. He's a happy man.
So there's no Rule 34 of Henry the Hoover. So for people, the uninitiated, Rule 34 is basically
This
a rule
man
where...
wants the Henry Hoover tattoo on his penis removed.
Wow, we're going to take a
He's
look into
from
that in a minute.
Grimsby.
2 seconds. Tommy, is that
he
you?
is.
So, is that where you're living at, Grimsby? So, Rule 34 for the uninitiated. Tommy, you got a fucking tattoo of Henry the Hoover on your penis. Anyway, I'm fucking ripping off Chris D'Elia there. Rule 34 is a rule where anything can be... So you type in Rule 34 Disney. There's Disney porn out there. Rule 34 Simpsons. So don't ask me how I know this. I don't jerk off to hentai. Not really my thing.
I thought everybody knew that.
Lola Bunny I could probably get off to.
I think that's a common one.
Hi, Mum.
I've seen that quite a lot.
Hi, my family who watch this.
Lola Bunny's sexy though. She got that swag.
She
and
does.
them
I remember
curves.
being attracted to Lola Bunny from Space Jam. What a babe, even though it was a cartoon bunny. So yeah, this man wants Henry the Hoover tattoo on his penis removed. Gotta look at this.
He's from Grimsby. Of course he's from Grimsby.
This div got Henry the Hoover tattoo. Fucking hell. So I'm... So
it's better than I thought it would be.
Just to describe this, he's not got his full... Oh, there we go. So the nozzle is obviously where his penis is.
His noodle is.
Oh, and you see the cable going all the way around to his ass.
He's got a nice body.
All right, chill out. Fucking hell, marry him, Leon.
He's got Henry the Hoover tattoos
To be fair, he's got
on his private...
To be fair, his upper half is kind of... if he worked out a bit. Jesus, he's quite a good-looking bloke. He's not that bad looking. Doesn't look like a gump, even though he probably is.
Oh, no.
I mean, because you've automatically gone into the gump category when you got Henry. Maybe it was a laugh. It's got to have been a laugh.
I'm sure it was a laugh.
He now wants it removed.
Why would it be serious?
When I first got it done at the age of 16, I couldn't stop getting it out. I got loads of attention, and it was a bit more of and I was a bit of a local hero. I loved it, he told the documentary makers. But I was with a girl recently, and I liked her. Oh my God, yes. I was with a girl recently, and I liked her. Things were going well until we got naked. When she saw it, she said, "What's that? I'm off." I was gutted. I never thought I would regret my tattoo when I got it done. You never thought you'd regret having Henry the Hoover getting tattooed on you when you're done. That's fucking ridiculous. Of course. I mean, how do you not regret that? Imagine if you first met me, Leanne, and then we got it down for the first time.
I would laugh so much. We wouldn't. It wouldn't happen that first time because I would not be able to do it.
Yeah, how can you?
No, just no.
How could you? You couldn't.
Especially if he had the ridges tattooed onto his noodle.
Imagine if he did the sounds as well. And you're like, oh, well, I can't fucking, that's it. And he turned around and went, plug me in. Yeah, plug me in.
Plug me in, I'm getting Henry out tonight.
I'm getting fucking Henry out tonight. We call him Henry.
Oh my God. I think it's brilliant.
I mean, I'm so glad we went down this rabbit hole because I've never seen a Henry the Hoover tattoo, especially like that. Wow.
Perfect.
Weirdly, though, he says he's regretting his decision. I love this article. Weirdly, though.
He's regretting his decision.
He says he's regretting his decision. Lewis appeared on Channel 4's Body Shockers.
Read the top. But it gets better because as well as having Henry on the front, this man went all out and got a black lead plug and a socket which goes into his ass.
Well, yeah, that's what we said. We saw that. There, look.
Yeah, but it doesn't go. I didn't think it went into his ass.
No, well, it doesn't go into his ass. They've kind of wrote it.
It'd be better if it did.
Yeah, it doesn't go into his ass, does it? It plugs on the back of, kind of into his ass. It's like he should have continued the cable up his ass.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, you're right.
That would have been this div.
You can tell it's an English article. This
div got Henry the Hoover tattooed on his peen.
On his peen.
And now he regrets it.
Jesus,
funny that.
By Katerina Harvey Jenner. Is that right?
That says Catriona.
Catriona. Ooh.
Catriona Harvey Jenner.
See, and she
I bet she sounds posh.
This div got a Henry the Hoover tattoo on his peen.
She sounds posh.
Yeah. Let's have a look at her article.
Lady Catriona Harvey Jenner.
Oh, she's a nice looking girl, bless her. Cat is Cosmopolitan UK features. What? Kat is Cosmopolitan's UK's features editor, covering women's issues. That's not all women's issues.
It's not
Health
a
and
woman's
current
issue.
affairs. I mean, I guess you could put it under current affairs, maybe. I don't know.
The route to her heart is a simple combination of pasta and cheese.
Oh, boring
Fuck
hell.
off.
Pasta and cheese.
So boring.
Fucking hell. What do you like on a date? And just buy me pasta and cheese and I'm anyone's. Bet you are, you slag. Sorry, Cass. It's all fun. It's all fun and games. That's it. She's going to do it. She's going to somehow find this podcast, do an article on me.
I hope she does. This div thinks he can podcast
When he can't.
when he can't.
When in fact...
When he's just a peen.
When it's just a pain. I would like write something else. Catriona.
I bet she's got some good features.
I don't know.
Let's see some of her features.
I don't know. Good news gathered. Oh, she's still going at it. May 29th, which was, what, yesterday?
Doctor and nurse got married in a hospital chapel. Princess Beatrice's mum shares... Nah.
Will Princess Beatrice's new wedding
Jesus,
date be?
look at that fucking
I was going to say,
picture.
they're on pingers, mate.
They look absolutely
Jesus,
off
they
their
good?
nut.
Jesus, you good.
Look at them. Can we both do the face?
I'll do the boy's face, you
Yeah.
do the woman's. Yeah. Fucking hell, they're on pingers. I've got some editing to do for this podcast. I'll get it up on the video podcast. I've got to make sure I definitely edit this one so you can see these because we are just going through them.
26 quotes on equal pay from inspiring women. Love it.
Love it.
She wrote that on the same day that she did all the others, May 29th. She's churning out the articles. Well done, Catriona.
Jesus, what happened to like William's hair?
It's
in
gone,
Prince
mate.
William. To be fair, lad, just shave it off at this point, son.
Oh, it looks terrible, doesn't it? It makes him look
Fucking
so
hell.
much older.
He's just got like a bit of hair on his head. I always say this, if I ever recede, I'm shaving all of my hair off and going bald. Just lean into it at this point.
You won't lose your hair, though.
Hopefully I won't. Well,
It's not something you have to worry about. Your dad's hair makes me laugh, especially since he's been in quarantine.
Oh, it's just gone uncouth.
Well, no, because it's like it's thinner on top and super bushy out here, so he looks like Wurzel Gummidge. It goes like it just looks funny.
Is your dad's got... No, he hasn't got a full head of hair, has he?
No, he definitely doesn't.
He's just got the sides. But then
Just the sides.
His is kind of like, you know...
He's got his in like a gradient, so it goes like black to grey to white.
It's not as bad as bloody
disappears.
Prince William's, though. That's terrible. It's like he doesn't know
Well,
what
my
he's
dad's
doing with
almost
his hair.
60, so it makes sense.
Jesus, how old's Prince William?
Same age as us,
Really?
maybe.
Oh, bless his heart if he is.
It's very common in men to go bald young.
Yeah.
It's just not something
for
that
me, though.
any of our friendship group seems to experience.
Well, Jim May, I think he's lent into it and shaved his head.
Yeah, he shaved his head.
I don't know whether Jim May was badly receding, though.
Who?
Jim May. Was he
Why
receding?
that's funny.
I can't remember. Like, I just remember him now being bald, and I thought, oh, he's lent into it then.
Yeah, and he looks good for it. I think it
I
suits
do,
him.
yeah. I think he's like I sent him a post the other day, and again, the listeners are going to know my friends are. But if you ever see Naked Martin, give him a Twitter. I think that's what Jim's going to be like when he's older, just getting his cock out for people on Twitter and just dancing.
Yeah, why not?
Or we need to hire Naked Martin for a party.
Absolutely.
Imagine if we had Naked Martin around here.
I mean, I don't really want him in my house, if I'm being completely
Why?
honest. Because
Naked Martin's a saint.
No, hold on a second. Naked Martin, when he's just getting his noodle out and just like wanging it around.
You've got this obsession with calling it a noodle at the minute. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a noodle. Yeah, when he's like swinging it around and just having a good time and dancing and stuff. Fine, that's fine. But Naked Martin has done some videos which...
Oh, yeah. Do you know what? I pushed that into the back of my mind. Yeah, you are right. He has done some
I don't want that man in my house.
risque videos. Let's put it that way.
I don't want that man in my house. Sorry.
I'd. Do you know what? I'd let him do that kind of stuff in the house.
I hear you're off to have a good time with the boys.
I hear you're having a good time. Hi, Phil.
Hi, Phil.
Hi, Phil. I've heard you're going on holiday with the boys. He, for people who don't know, like Naked Martin is a guy who, mainly on Twitter, who gets his penis out for money. And he just shakes it about, and you can get like personalised messages sent to your friends if it's, you know, for birthday, or even just you want to send a personalised message.
I was going to get one
promoting
for your
Naked
birthday.
Martin. I'd love to be sponsored by Naked Martin. Leanne's straight away like, no. So I obviously forgot about that. I follow him on Twitter, and he makes me laugh when he's doing his dancing thing. But there are some videos which personally make me laugh. but are rather disgusting. If I don't say so myself, Martin. He does some quite vile things involving his bum.
You can give him a Google.
Yeah, just give it a Google. You know, you go down that rabbit hole. It made me piss myself laughing. And if he did it at my house, as long as he cleaned it up, I would cry with laughter.
I would not.
Cry. You would not. And that will make me laugh even more that you're not enjoying yourself.
There's not enough bleach in the world that could clean the area where he performed one of those shows.
Maybe if we just like hide out a hall or a hotel room.
Yeah, that's fine. Like a village hall. Hire out a village hall and have Naked Martin just come and perform.
Yeah.
For a small group of reprobates.
Yeah, I'd do that. If I had a lot of money, I'd hire Naked Martin to be at my house kind of a lot. Hi, Phil. I heard you're going on holiday to see the boys.
I almost got you a specialised message from
I would love
Naked
that.
Phil.
I would love that. But like, I feel as if, you know, he says Dave. There could be any Dave.
So do you feel like you've had your
Voorny.
message?
No, you got to get and say Voorny. VRRNY. Voorny. Oh my God. Yeah, we'll get a personalised message from him.
Hi, Voorny. I heard you're
Voorny.
relaunching the stream.
I've heard you're relaunching the stream and he's just got his fucking donger out. I've heard you're relaunching the stream. I hope it isn't as wet and then he pisses on himself.
Yeah, he does do things
He
like
does
that.
do things like that. The pint of piss poured on his head made me fucking howl.
It's just so surprising. I didn't expect it.
Boys,
I thought he'd drink it, if I'm honest.
Boys hustling. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Boys hustling.
Yeah, definitely.
I reckon he's got some dollar. And do you know what we brought up? Like, he does these videos as well in his garden. And I think to myself, like, he just gets his cock out and starts flapping it about.
Imagine seeing your neighbour.
Like, and that's your neighbour.
Imagine, like,
Oh, Naked Phil's out again.
you're upstairs
Jesus.
putting some clothes away or something and you glance out the back window and
And
just
his
see
cock's flopping about.
just see Naked Phil in the garden just
Naked Martin, sorry. Yeah.
wanging it about.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
What a champion.
He's a treasure.
Champions. He is a treasure. Apart
Only when he's not doing the gross stuff.
from, not when he's doing the gross stuff. Do you know who I'd like to get a personalised message for?
Who is it?
My
It's gonna-
mum.
Oh, no, she'd hate that.
Hi, Suzanne. I've heard it's your birthday.
She'd hate that. Like, genuinely
She
would
would.
be upset that you did that.
David.
I don't even know what your dad would do. I think he'd giggle.
Oh, he'd just be chuckling and just slowly going, oh, fucking hell, he's got his cock out.
Oh, fuck you know.
Oh, Jesus, look at that. Okay, now, look at the state. To be fair, like, Martin's got, you know, when he's, you know, hanging loose, he's got quite an impressive length on him.
He does.
And girth. I gotta be proud of that. I'd be like, oh, well, son, cut it out.
He does. He's got a little stonker.
He's got a little stonker on him. A little noodle.
He's got a big noodle.
What is your fucking obsession with
noodle.
calling it a noodle? At the minute.
He's got a pool noodle.
He's got a pool noodle. One of those thick boys.
I don't know. I think it's just from where I was messing about the other day and asked if I could introduce George W. to Mr. Noodle.
Jesus Christ. now I don't want to talk about that. Can I
Should we scrub that afterwards?
No, it's
We'll
fine.
just
We can
cut
put
it
that
out.
in. What was I going to say, though? I had something to talk about.
I did that once before and I was really tired, didn't I, when we first started going out?
Yeah.
I went to the toilet in the middle of the night and I was really tired and Dave came in after me.
This was like the start of our relationship.
Start
as
of our
well.
relationship, and he said, "You all right?" And I was like, and then I shook his willy as if I was like shaking a hand
Yeah.
and went, "Good evening,
Good evening, sir. And I cried with laughter, and that's when I knew we'd be together forever.
Yeah,
Good evening, sir.
we should do it at the wedding ceremony.
Oh, there is something I want to talk about.
Firm handshakes,
Firm handshakes.
firm noodle shakes.
Firm noodle shakes. I want to talk about this. We'll play it on the podcast.
What is this?
Hold on.
Oh, I know what this is.
So, excuse the horrible news kind of patter and American news kind of story base, but this story is great and it's a good one, and I want to talk about it briefly before we end the podcast.
Not long ago, Lee Steinfeld was a successful Dallas attorney. Not long ago, he represented one of the largest IT companies in the world. And not long ago, he decided to give it all up and just walked away from being a lawyer.
Yep.
When I was leaving, they were actually encouraging me, some of them, that my coworkers, to go follow your dream.
So what could be better than being an attorney? You wouldn't believe.
Here we go.
Lee quit practicing law to open Pokemon cards.
Of course he did.
So this guy called Leonhardt quit his job to quit his, what was he?
A lawyer.
A lawyer to follow his dream.
Hell of a lot of training. So much
lawyer,
work put
money,
into becoming a lawyer.
And he quit it all just to open Pokemon cards.
Which I think was the right decision.
Which I fully support. He's
living a happy life.
His name's Leonhardt, and he literally chased his dreams. And it's such an interesting story for me because it's such a juxtaposition of going from lawyer to literally opening Pokemon cards. Now, a lot of people agree with me, and I watch this guy's channel now because he opened a Charizard. Now, when I was a kid, I opened up Pokemon cards. I used to go to the Pokemon shop all the time, and I swapped half my deck for this shiny Charizard. It's a first edition Charizard. I won't get into details, but it was around 1999, I believe. And those packs don't exist anymore, but there's obviously some flying around in the market, first edition packs, which you can buy on eBay for I saw one go, because I've been watching a few, 250 quid for one pack of old Pokemon cards. And in there is a chance, a very, 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 very low chance of packing a Charizard, first edition, which is worth $55,000 to this day. Mm-hmm. And this man packed one. Not just that, he packs a lot of them. And he opened it live on stream. God knows how much those bloody first edition cost, because he opened a lot of them. And he packed a Charizard, and he does it for the love of it. I don't think he'll be selling that Charizard either. He literally will keep hold of it because he's a collector.
It went straight in the sleeve.
It went straight in the sleeve, and I don't know whether they show this on there, but this article, it's such a nice story of a bloke going from lawyer to opening Pokemon cards. And he has a really successful channel. And I am obsessed. I watched him for 20 minutes the other day opening Pokemon cards. There's something about that for me that is just enjoyable.
How do you feel when you watch it?
Like just content and happy, and the fact that every opening.
Do you feel the anticipation that he must?
Not like he does, because he's there opening the packs, but he's there and he's opening them, and you just get anticipation. Like, what's it going to be? Even though I'm so behind the game on Pokemon now, I only know the first edition, 151,
so
and I know a bit of the third gen as well. So going up to the 250 mark, maybe 300. But after that, because of Pokemon Go, that is, by the way. We played Pokemon Go for ages, and I used to have a first edition Charizard, but I gave them all the way to my cousin, and I'm gutted because personally, I'd sell it. If I was in a position right now where I owned a first edition Charizard and I could sell it for like 55 grand, absolutely I'd do that. Just because it's life changing for me. Yeah. I'll put a deposit on a house. That'll be it. Pay off debt. I'll be sorted. Yeah. But I was looking at the packs, but I actually bought, because I thought, you know what, I'm going to do an opening on my stream. So I bought like a Pokemon Sword and Shield, which is the new packs. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to open them. I think it'd be a bit fun. And the box is literally over there winking at me. I want to open it. It's like nostalgia. It's like we had a Pokemon shop back in the day that we'd all used to go to as kids. And I remember spending like £20 on one card.
I remember buying Pokemon
and
cards.
I swapped half my deck of cards, like a chunk like that big. I said, please give me a Charizard. I just want it. And this kid, I can't even remember this kid's name because this was next door.
I bet you ground that kid down. Knowing you now.
Yeah.
You as a kid who wanted that shiny Charizard,
I wanted it.
You were not going to let that boy not give it to you.
The thing is, the child in me fucked up because I should have kept that in a sleeve. I didn't have the foresight. Well, what kid does, unless they're parents?
Some of them do.
I don't know if my mate Jim, who collected Pokemon cards, has still got them, because we've been talking about this for the past 3 or 4 days. My mate Jim, who we talk online, he literally was like, I've got half these cards that we're looking for on eBay that go for thousands. But you dive into the fucking world, right? It goes so much deeper than you think. Mm-hmm. Like, when I started going down like grading routes, there's a grading place for cards, for collectibles in England where you have to go to get your cards graded. You have to go there and they look at everything. They look at the alignment of the print. They look at the back. Even if there's a bit of a scuffle, no, not really, not a mint condition. It goes deep.
Yep.
And like Jim was like, well, we'll do it. We'll go there and grade his Pokemon cards graded. You can film it. I was like, please.
Oh my God, that'd be so good.
Yeah, and he could.
What a great video.
The thing is, he could be. Yeah, of course. Thing is, he could be sitting on a gold mine. The thing, I don't think they do. What they do is you have to box them up and send them to them. But what we do is I get Jim to open them, and I'll sit with Jim and I'll film it, make it a video, and see
so
what kind of
good.
money he's sat on.
Yeah.
Because you could just sell them online without being graded, but apparently you get them in these sleeves, these like fucking plastic sleeves, and they're graded like PSAs and stuff like that. I can't remember what the company are called. But I went down a rabbit hole, and I want that nostalgia again, so I bought myself a Sword and Shield Pokemon booster set.
I love that nostalgia. I think I'd feel the same way, but like I think at the time, correct me if I'm wrong, but you were either Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yes, you were.
And I was
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I was Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh my God.
I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh with my boyfriend at the time, my first ever boyfriend. And I remember for his birthday, I saved up
Are you
all
sure
my
it
pocket
wasn't
money.
Digimon?
No, definitely not Digimon. It was
Digimon,
100%
Digital
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Monsters.
Because I remember him like he had the thing and he would like turn around and he had a big collar and he'd go like that.
Yeah, he had spiky hair, didn't he?
And he'd like,
Sure. What were they? What were Yu-Gi-Oh? There was Yu-Gi-Oh cards, wasn't it? And they
Yu-Gi-Oh
had cards.
and they had actual cards.
Yeah.
And you would play with cards, but like on Yu-Gi-Oh, the cards would come to life.
So
Whereas
Yu-Gi-Oh,
in real life, you were just
because I've been down a
the
rabbit hole.
geekiest couple in school playing Yu-Gi-Oh cards together.
Because I've been down a rabbit hole, Yu-Gi-Oh cards
But
still
the
go
card
for a
that I
lot of
bought
money.
him, we had to go specially. We travelled somewhere specially to go and pick it up. And I think I remember, I might be wrong, but I think I remember spending 50 quid at the time. And that's a hell of a lot of money for a 16-year-old girl.
Yeah, when you're 16, 50 is a lot.
That's a lot. A 16-year-old girl in what, like early 2000s?
So do you know the thing about Yu-Gi-Oh cards? They're not as popular as Pokemon, but there's still a load of rare Yu-Gi-Oh cards that go for a lot of money.
Really?
So yeah.
I was like,
Yu-Gi-Oh.
though I didn't have the foresight to keep them all. I have no idea what I did with any of them.
Fucking hell. Well, the thing is, Jim apparently said like he didn't have the foresight, but what he did was, I think, was double sleeve them and put them in a binder straight away.
Yeah.
So hopefully he's sat on quite a bit of money, and I think he will sell them.
Really?
I think he might, but
It surprises me that Jim would sell them because he's more nostalgic than...
yeah, but Pokemon cards, like, I mean, I would love a first edition Charizard to
Unless
buy.
he's thinking about that city centre bachelor pad.
Yeah, probably. He's got his bachelor pad though.
It's not
An even
city
better one.
centre.
Not city centre one.
And he doesn't have a pug yet.
Yeah.
Or a hairless gerbil.
The thing is, I've been thinking about buying one of those packs. One of them, 200 and something quid just to open. Oh.
You don't have that kind of money.
No, I don't. Not yet.
Not
baby.
yet.
Not until I'm banked from this podcast, baby. Money.
Okay.
Money. I do. To be fair, I do have that kind of money. I could drop 200 quid, but I'd just be silly to do it.
You'd be so stupid to do that, especially right now.
Right, stupid.
Considering what we're doing.
What would happen if I bought a pack and I bought it online, opened it, and the first edition Charizard
so
come out?
optimistic. It's so cute.
That's why. I am the ultimate consumer. I will consume everything.
Mm-hmm.
My friends say that.
You always think it's going to be your new thing. The amount of things that are always going to be your new thing. We've got loads of playing cards. Now there's the Yu-Gi-Oh. What else have you been
Yu-Gi-Oh?
into? Not Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon.
Well,
These things, pop figures.
and I still
was
have
it for
pop
a while.
figures. Like I still want to collect them. I just forget about them. But like, I don't know. I just like doing stuff. So that's what like the YouTube channel's
I
going to be about.
know.
I'm sick of
and
like.
I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I think it's
well,
really cute.
financially, it's a bad thing.
Financially, you don't have the money. but
But
it's nice that you have all these interests.
I
Because
just
then you can talk to anyone about anything because chances are you've been into what they're into.
At some point, yeah, I am genuinely just like into lots of shit. Like,
Yeah.
and I like that, but that whole opening cards thing doesn't just stem from Pokemon. That's throughout my whole life. Like, I used to be mad into FIFA, and we used to open FIFA packs online. There
Yeah, I
weren't
remember you
even
telling me about
there
that.
weren't even physical cards.
Yeah.
Me and my old mate used to bloody sit there opening FIFA packs.
yeah.
But then they just
It's
roll
not
up.
even real.
And the best FIFA player I ever got was a guy called Hazard, who played for who played for Chelsea, and I put him at my team, and he was a beast. And I'm not even that. Well, I was into football back then, but now no. But I understand and I don't, honestly, you talk to me like saying well, financially is a bit of a problem, but I don't go overboard. Because I'm about to give you an example of someone who goes overboard. Someone I work with spends a disgusting amount on FIFA packs. When he told me, he said this month I spent like, I'm not going to say his name, he spent like 500, 600 quid.
Oh my God.
And he does that. Oh, and he recently, I think he was like applying for a mortgage or something like that. And on his bank statement, it said this, like, you know, and they even brought it up. And he had to sit there and be like,
when you want a mortgage and they're like, what's this? Oh, I open £500 worth of FIFA cards every month.
So,
Fucking
and
hell.
I'm not saying I'm like the best person, but
He could have had a month off before he had to submit the statement.
When he told me, he goes, it's bad. I was like, how bad is it? And he's like, this month I spent £500.
So he's genuinely addicted.
Yeah, it is. And I totally get the addiction. Like, I am itching to open up that fucking box, but I've got to make a video about it. And I just want to rip it open and just like see what I've got. And just like, the chance. The thing is, you could buy the cards separately that I want for like 20 quid. If I wanted a nice, I can't remember what it's called, a gold Zacian or something like that. Fucking Pokemon fans are going to butcher me right now, but I don't know the new Pokemon, but I know what they look like.
As they should.
And they're like VMAX. They're called VMAX now. Don't get me wrong, they don't look as good as the nostalgia cards because I was from that era. But they still look great. And I was like, if that goes for like 60 quid and you can buy that for 60 quid, I spent 40 quid on that. Mm-hmm. So another 20 could get me the card that I wanted. But that's not the point. The point is that you bought it and you had a chance and you won. Mm-hmm. If you just bought every card that you wanted, I guess if you're a collector, then yeah. Then it's just not as fun that way.
I totally understand what you're saying. The anticipation of... Because I'm exactly the same way with scratchies.
Yeah, scratch cards, right?
Scratch cards.
The anticipation.
I fucking love scratch cards.
And people go overboard. And I wouldn't say...
the anticipation when you scratch off like a 50 grand or something and then you scratch off another one, you're like, oh my God, this is it.
I wouldn't say we're addicted though. Nowhere near.
I'm not addicted.
Like, you haven't bought a scratch card for ages. I buy you one because I know you like them every now and again.
Yeah, I mean, I try to keep it under wraps, really. Addiction is something that genuinely scares me.
I am addicted to buying stuff, though. Not just like... I am addicted, I think, to tech and new stuff. And there has been times where I'm like, I'm that on the credit card.
The boys have called you the ultimate consumer. I am really are.
I am the ultimate consumer. Like, I will... I remember fucking when Tetris came out.
You love stuff.
When Tetris 2020 came out, I was like, boys, are we buying Tetris then or what? Because it was new. Tetris, I think 2020 come out, like the new Tetris. And I was like, boys, I've not played Tetris in years. I loved it for the Game Boy. And boys, Tetris 2020 is out. Are we buying it? And they're like, Dave, it's fucking Tetris. Like, what? It's just with a new skin. What are you going to... You're going to play it for 5 minutes and sack it off? I'm like, yeah, we're buying it then.
Yeah. Are we getting it, boys? To be fair, I remember seeing you were so proud of me when Red Dead Redemption came out, and I said, because I'd seen all the ads and all the gameplay for it, and I thought I really want that. And I remember saying to you, I'm going to buy Red Dead Redemption, and you were so proud of me for buying it, knowing full well I would probably only play it for maybe 10 hours at the most.
Yeah.
But when I bought it home, the look on your face, it was like I brought home a child. You were like,
yeah, it was great.
Oh my God, I'm so proud of you.
It was great.
Animal Crossing, same thing.
Well, Animal Crossing, you actually play. You've got your money's worth out of that. That was a 50 quid game and you've played it. Bar here and there a few days, like pretty much every day. You was on it before you come on the podcast today. But yeah, like, I honestly believe...
I'm excited to watch you open those.
Yeah, my mates are as well.
I am really excited to watch you do that video.
And those YouTube videos do really well.
Yeah.
And I get it, and I love it. So I'm gonna just I've said this recently. I was like, I'm just gonna make videos that I want to make. I'm not really gonna.
Should do it for your birthday. Just get you a shit ton of those cards. Like
I would love that.
After box after box.
I'd love that.
I know you would.
But yeah, my friends call me the ultimate consumer because I honestly believe in. If I pay, like for example, I'll give you an example of what happened. We're in Grand Theft Auto Online. My friend buys a bike that flies, right? A motorbike that flies. He buys it. He flies up in the air. I don't have that bike. I'm like, fuck, man. He's flying about. And he's like, yeah, we could do it together though. And I'm like, yeah, we could do that together. And my other friends are like going, why, Dave, you're going to fucking... But my point is, they're like, why are you going to buy that, Dave? You're literally wasting money on just like a virtual bike they're going to play with for 5 minutes just for the enjoyment of flying with your friends. And the answer to them is, yes, I am going to do that. That enjoyment for me was worth, I think, about the £20 that I spent on it.
£20 on a bike that doesn't exist.
But the enjoyment that I got, the feeling of going through the air in a game with my friend, and I have that money to spend, that is worth it.
Mm-hmm. And for the
even if it was for 5 minutes, cool.
And the memories.
And I remember getting those flying back.
Memories.
And to this day, we installed GTA and flew the bikes. So, did I get my money worth? Probably not. But did I have a good time doing it? Yeah.
Good.
And that's where we're going to end the podcast.
I think we should. Because it's on a high. You are riding high.
Fuck it. We're going for another hour.
On your bike.
Listen to me. We're going for another hour.
Riding high through the skies.
Oh, baby.
On his bike.
Yeah, look to the skies. And if you got to spend money, do it right. Oh, fucking do what you want. Get in debt for life.
Yep, and that's...
I will be in prison before they tell me to stop spending money for enjoyment, for just a little bit of dopamine rush. I will be in fucking prison. Come get me. I'm not fucking leaving. Okay? We're going to end the podcast on this. I'm not fucking This is
leaving.
me when somebody tells me that I can't spend money.
You know what? I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving!
Fucking yes.
Is that the boys?
That's the boy. Yeah, you've done it.
Yeah, he's done it again. He made him buy
The
something
show
he didn't
goes on!
need.
The show goes on! This is my home!
This is
They're
my
gonna
bike.
need a fucking wrecking ball to take me out of here!
And there you go. That's where we're going to end it.
Fabulous.
Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in for episode 10. I appreciate your faces. If you are listening to this podcast on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, just click that follow button so you always know when you get an update when a new podcast drops. I always forget to say that, but today I remember. And if you are listening on Apple, please rate and review the show. It really helps. Twitch.tv/Voorny, YouTube.com/Voorny. You know where to find me. Instagram, it's all Voorny, baby. Peace up. Until the next time, it's bye from me.
Love you.
Bye.